Ben Stiller. Reloaded. Good luck to you all. What were we doing? Right, yeah, we've got to meet the Janos Ordrum in the play. Well, now you get frogs throughout all time. Spoingy boingy bo. I'm the frogs of Christmas past. Boing. There's torches here, we no longer really. I'll set someone on fire. What's stopping me?
For all the butchery of Mobius's crusade, this massacre was somehow more chilling. The killing fields of the Seraphim betrayed a kind of orderly ruthlessness, the cold-blooded righteousness of the true believer.
Indeed. Horrifying, you know. The scriptures didn't even say vampires had to be wiped out. They edited that in 1946. Not talking about anything in particular. We are going... No, but I saw... You're a place. But there's no, like, climb bee. There's no Climbus faction up you anymore. So now what? Is it a question of going this way? Very, very twitchy floats floating. Which is a shame. But... no, because this is Fortune's favourite banana. Now you see, I do hate to get on your ass. We had not gone into this temple yet. How can it be locked? Did it unlock at that specific era? Was Vorador like, oh, well, these turned up at the portals, better unlock the fucking stone doors? Prod, and then just the Reaver can open it now. Is that what's going on? Well, this gives me a wafty secret, because I don't know Powerful Harry. But I do wish I had his tulip shop. Seems profitable. I would be surrounded by flowers. I'm sort of failing to see a downside. Is this a rare instance of Shuft? Shufts availed me not. There's going to be a waft machine at the base of this somewhere. Yep. Somehow just blundered past that. Well, you're frogging. You're frogging away. That's not great. So I guess the climbable wall was like a modern feature? Somebody carved that in. And then for a while they were like, no, vampires have carved the wall in, quickly. Cover it with a tree. And then the post-apocalypse times happened and they were like, oh, I needn't bother anymore. It's time for Raziel to go into the mountains now, get rid of the tree. Well, I do rather appear to have wasted everyone's time. Wafts. Wafty prodigers, for now. I worry. I worry that this series is now going to have a severe overabundance of the word waft. because of what's happened here. Can I waft a frog? Frog waft! Frog waft! Waft a frog! Frog waft! If I could waft frogs at people, just like, whoo, and they just gently float towards you and land on your little shoulders. That'd be my power. That'd be my gift to the world. The wafting of frogs. Tonight at 9. But for now, though, it's a pipe dream. The dream I have whenever I'm in a pipe. Smarafans.
All that is holy.
Here at last, in the flesh, I beheld my former brothers in arms, the warrior priests of the Sarafan Order, their lives devoted solely to the annihilation of the vampire plague. And while I confess, I felt a twinge of longing, a pang of grief for what I had believed was my lost virtue, I regarded them now with none of the reverence I formerly felt. For I had seen the human face of the vampires, and now I beheld the monstrousness of these men.
Colonialism. I couldn't come up with a funny joke. I couldn't come up with a not talking about anything in particular for it. So it's just he's finding out what they actually did. You are bad. No. And they prod me. They don't teach me, they prod me in the school system. When I ask about you, they poke me with sticks. Don't doubt that when you have gout. Come on, no. I know you have better quality swords, but I will kill you. You took your sweet time. Come on. I wanted to... I can't believe... I can believe in fact. I want to hurt you near a tent. What? Okay, there's my explanation. The banner sort of stopped most of that. They've hidden a lot behind the flag. That could sort of be a more subtle joke about it. No! You stand on a cliff trying to come up with something, and then a technically serviceable one just appears in your head by coincidence. Why do I want your blade? I don't. I could just be reaving, to be honest, but... Oh, no. Threbadiah. You, a prick. And you, also a prick. I may want the next soul, so I will... Well, you've got a fire sorcerer. Don't run away. Don't throw a fireball and then run away from me. You've got no head anymore. I see you're taking the place of the Boffingers that would come later. Oh. How far we've fallen. We used to have people specifically dedicated to throwing fire at you. Now we've got just guns normal. Normal guns, if a bit more like a tube than most. They hollowed out a Pringle tube. And Pringle tubes are already hollow. They emptied a Pringle tube. Look, the point is it's a gun now, alright? Get off my dick. There is another one. Another one of what? I can't believe you've seen many of me, to be honest. Or is everything just a vampire now? You're just like, that's odd, vampire. What's that small green thing with 4 legs? That's a vampire. Lizards away, no. There's no such thing as lizards anymore. No! This vampire times. You definitely... You're a vamp... I'm just sort of standing there eating all this. Oh, you seem easy to decapitate, to be honest. You don't need a head. Not more than I need this, anyway. Rude. Yeah, now what's the... Pokey! Oh, the run of the pokey chaser, you will never get away. I'm prodding too far in advance. My reach is infinite. Infinite pokes. I have poked you to... Ow! There's a third one. That's a shame. For you! You are not here. Alright, now act like it. Stop guarding her brothers. It's naughty prods you're doing against me. Come on, I don't forgive those who prod me. Okay. No! Graphic Harry. Why do you run so quickly when others usually didn't? Oh, it's the zeal. It's the zeal of the religious fanatic. It propels their legs quick. Alright? Many of us remember the absolute landslide achieved by the Witch Hunters track and field team. Swept the fucking gold medals. I thought there were two of you. I jumped because I could have sworn... No, there's your blade, look. It's a sword. It's a sword and you're gone. Again, that's not the right... You, though, exist! Oh. You did. Oh. Goodly griefs. I could shift through it if not for the big circular plate on it. Yes, see, they put big circular plates on it to keep people who didn't exist yet out. Whoa! What's the point of being that close to a window? I'm not sure. I guess it was a window. It looked like it was on a church. The tone I said that in implied that it wouldn't have been a window if it weren't. Welcome to snowy Tudor houses. These are Tudor, right? I forget what Tudor houses means. I just know they had a bit that was bigger on the top. They just prodded out a little bit on the upper floor. And that's all I remember. The information was useless to me otherwise. What do I look like? An architect who travels back in time and needs to blend in by making houses that were appropriate for the era? No. And it's weird that you would think I was. That's really specific. But you see the lamplights go. No! Yeah, the lighting sources. Oh. Well, I'll be lighting sources about you for years to come. Now. My god, I dodged it. It doesn't happen a lot, but when it does, I will point it out and you will applaud me, please. So now that we can actually see the place. And that, I think, was the real tragedy of this area, is that we couldn't see it at night, because I bet it looked fucking awesome. To be honest, the lovely... Got a lovely borough. There's this whole bit up here that you've got no reason to interact with. Pokey. A lot of space that they're not really using, as opposed to the first one where there was a lot of space they did use, but it was just to hide wisps. Just hide wisps that you don't need. That's the thing, I've been comparing the two in my head. And I don't really know, like, this one's my favourite. One might technically be a better game. What are you shifting to either side as... What speed was that? Ooh, sneak. Yeah, when he runs, he's just like, get out of the way. Moving all the Jawas to one side. Like, let me through. Small characters from the Starred Wars. But yeah, I don't know where I was going with that original thought. It's like, yeah, how do you define a game? It had more going on mechanically, I guess, the first one. Certainly, a lot of the puzzles were more intricate. They used the being able to shift between two worlds conceit better, I think. This one was very much about, oh, we've got different types of Reavers now, and they sort of forgot they had this, like... Except for a few sections, which are all clearly labelled that that's what you need to do. There is one. But I don't know, I just think, like, there's more going on in this one narratively. And, like, that's... wispy wasped. And I guess that aspect's what I'm in it for, more than the endless fighting of Brother Jones and his entire class of married swans. He teaches them in wedlock. Don't you forget about me. I'll kill you near the side of a cliff. There's another one. I'm not close enough. There you are. You thought you could be a circle away from me? Well, I'm gonna have to ask you to circle back. Ha-ha! I may be attacked by a surprise appearance from Danny DeVito at any time, so I will keep this out and active. More marathons. Oh, I wanted to do a projectile shot. A projectile shooty for you, but I failed. I was about to say I succeeded when that was the exact opposite of what I meant. I almost did a heinous lie at a priest. This is not what priests are for. Just so you're aware, this shouldn't be what priests are for. You've done it wrong. You're bad. You're just bad, to be honest. I don't like you very much. And what makes me profoundly uncomfortable is that I would kind of have to explain that to some people. I don't like that you don't dissolve, you just sort of... But you do still disappear. Naturally. I guess that's been happening to human opponents thus far. But like... I don't know. I don't know why it bothers me. I mean, I've only just noticed it, so clearly it doesn't bother me that much. I am splitting... Well, you can't just stand on the brink. You can't stand on the brink. I will sink you into the ocean. Alright? They call me the brink sinker. Because of all of that I've done. Your prods are neither solicited nor welcome. To quote a man. You don't wait for me. You really don't, though, is the thing. Like, I just thought it was a coincidence before, but you're actual prod boys. You're the actual prod boys from fuck, and I don't want any of you. I'm
Disappointed to have received so many at once.
I remembered there was a block button. For all the times I've pressed it accidentally while trying to jump up stuff. Only now do I realise the potential that was on the table. A whole table full of it. Waiting to be got. Oh, we're here.
After my long journey, I finally stood on the threshold of enlightenment. For here was Janos Audrin's mountain retreat, intact and unblemished. The upheaval that would one day topple this ancient edifice had not yet occurred. And while I had no certainty that Janos still lived, this scene boded well, for I presumed that the collapse of the retreat must have followed the ancient vampire's demise. There was only one obstacle. How to reach the balcony suspended at that maddening height, so far beyond my reach. For this was the architecture of winged creatures. The tattered ruins of my wings were of no use. I would need to devise some other means into that mountain.
We cannot flap. And so we must find another. So the place we went up for the Temple of Wafts just straight up doesn't exist in this era. They made that one a bit later, I guess. Or just a big rock decided to fall here one day in the past, and then was like, only the future could remove it. It's difficult to say. I'll tell you what's not difficult, though. Jumanji Bread... Oh, I couldn't finish the sentence because I almost fell and it was spooky. I was contemplating about shufting him off. But I was the one who got shufted. Oh, the folly of man. Follies galore. No, don't run in circles, it makes it difficult for me, somehow. Right, what if I say no? I don't want you. Haha, you broke all of your bones, and I am now funny again. Wow, who knew that's all it took, eh? There's a Schmufty. There's Schmufty Darkness. I presume there's a reason we need Schmufty Darkness, because they've hidden it behind the other one, which we could access fine. Oh no! No, the bread! I'll grow the roses. Suck a frog now. Get them out of here. Oh, you fool, you've come down to the icy floor. Yeah? What are you gonna do about it? Would perhaps have been more effective if had I landed up there. You know, I don't. Are you alright? Are you alright, mate? What's going... What? It's very cold, alright? He's having a hard time.
Oh no.
He's been poked so many times by cold boys. Alright? Leave him alone. No need for it. Why did I put that down? Ah, that's why I put that down. Waft. Roddy woo into the bra. Come on, be reasonable. Oh no. Oh, it's Satan's chickpea factory tonight. Onion, you will never walk down my stairs. I want your prize. Thank you. I'm glad to have received it. Here's the darkness. Right. Now then. I presume the secret lies under the sheets of ice. Well, that's usually the case. Alright, let's descend into the freezing water. Thank heavens, we are Now this is interesting. This is... Okay, you know what? That one I will perhaps give you. There's no way to have known that that would be necessary. I would perhaps argue... maybe... like, find a way of doing it that signposts it better? I don't know. Like, I feel like what it is... I don't know why I'm swimming around. I know what my objective is at this point. I don't know why I'm just having a little floppy fish swim. But, like... they were... like, more than, like, any kind of mechanical set that could have gone with for this, they were really trying to create a world. And I guess... There were limits in some ways to, like, what kind of stuff they could... you know, what kind of video gamey elements they could... I mean, the crystals... I don't know. I don't know, is the thing, and I'm trying to know, but it's not coming into my brain. Right, here we are immediately. But what? Well, I assume we needed the darkness for something. But maybe we have to unlock it. Right, Soul Reaver 1. The time cave, right? The cave where time happened, where Mobius used to, right? There was, like, a crack in a wall with something very visibly behind it. Do that again. Do that again, why not? Like, for things like... well, you're Joseph. You're Joseph the Eyeball. Like, the eyeballs and the crystals I can kind of accept because it's like vampire security systems. I don't know what two of them were doing in the Sarafan stronghold. But, there's a basin of blood at any rate. You know what, if I'm gonna have this discussion for real, I need to reset the energy. I think. So, I'm gonna start a new episode. And we'll tackle whatever this is that we've come into. Cold Janos' House of Bloody Puzzles. Tune in for that. Goodbye.